My guest this week is Mark Game, Sales Director at Conveyancing Alliance and Broker Conveyancing. Welcome to the Mortgage Broker Broadcast with me, Craig Skelton. Join me every week where I'll be developing your knowledge to help you build a successful mortgage broker business. So my guest this week is Mark Game, Sales Director at Broker Conveyancing, and we're discussing what is broker conveyancing, who is it aimed at, and the benefits of working with broker conveyancing. So welcome to the podcast, Mark. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very well. Thank you for having me on, Craig. Thank you.
No, good. I really appreciate you accepting the invitation, and I'm looking forward to hearing about broker conveyancing and, about you, first of all, and your background and your sort of role within broker conveyancing and what broker conveyancing and the alliance is all about. So first of all, do you want to have just a bit of an introduction about you and your background and sort of where you came from, starting getting up to the world of broker conveyancing?
Yeah, essentially, yeah. I mean, I'm the sales director here, and I've worked for Broker Conveyancing or the Conveyancing Alliance Group for 9 years now. And originally, when I started, it was two owners and a colleague of mine. There was just four of us then. There are now 18 of us in the company. At the time, we had one platform, which was just for estate agents, and then that's moved into a second estate agency platform, and obviously then into the broker conveyancing platform. So I'm the sales director, as I say, for the whole group. Two platforms for estate agents, one for brokers. The mortgage broker platform, hugely successful. It's a platform that provides, mortgage brokers, IFAs, with access to the very best law firms, essentially. The best law firms in the UK, the very best people, looking after those cases. And we get the best fee earners. So all in all, broker conveyancing is a platform to provide the best service and the best access for the introducers to the very best law firms. My background essentially was in mortgage packaging and processing in the early 2000s. I started working for mortgage packaging company back then with one of our old owners, who was the MD of that firm, and then moved into conveyancing after that. So my background for the last, show my age, almost 20 years has been in and around mortgages, and now property conveyancing. Before that, I was actually, I worked for an estate agency before that. So yeah, my entire sort of working career has always been in and around property and property finance, essentially.
So I've always been in an estate agency or mortgage broking world, whether you're not, I'd say. So you've never done the actual broking yourself then, Mark. It's just been in terms of providing help and assistance with the mortgage brokers from a packager point of view.
Yeah, from the packages, we obviously worked with the brokers on that to process, in the days of the subprime sort of mortgage in that arena. And then, as I say, moving through to Broker Conveyancing Alliance Group, dealing with estate agents and mortgage brokers again, some of those same ones that I dealt with probably 20 years ago in the mortgage packaging world. So there's a lot of people in the industry that tend to follow each other around. So no, never did the advising side, but always been happy, dealing with this side of the business and providing, a great service to our introducers. And certainly that's what broker conveyancing does.
It must be a good thing you've been there 9 years now. So you progress your way up from. Did you start as a sales director at the start then, Mark?
No, I started as just one of these sort of area directors covering a field. I covered. I lived down in Sussex, but I covered Sussex, Surrey, Hampshire into London, and then obviously as the business grew, sort of nationally dealing with accounts, and then obviously took on the role. Through to a senior director and up to sales director now. So looking after the whole sales team, the team out on the road and the team, in the office as well. So no, it works really well. And I love the role. I enjoy the people. I think the company has a great ethos and, everyone gets on. It's a very friendly and happy company to work for. And that's one of the things that I've always enjoyed about is working with the people that, I get on really well with everyone I work with. And that makes the job both easier and enjoyable, essentially.
Yeah, definitely. I think whatever you're doing, I think it's always important to have to be part of a firm that has the right culture. And I think clearly Broker Conveyancing has got that. And it's testament to your loyalty with them over 9 years and your progression as you've moved up within the firm, that it must have the right culture for you to be staying there that long and sort of with a smile on your face and talking about your journey and sort of in such a positive light.
Oh, absolutely. And this, my colleague when I walked through the door all those 9 years ago, my other colleague, he celebrated his 16th year with us yesterday. So, there's, the company promotes and gives people the encouragement and the opportunity to move within. And, that's one of the things that, we don't have people coming, we don't have a turnstile on the door. People come here and they stay here, and, it works really well. And that's one of the good things that means, we provide a solid service to our introducers, because people are not changing. Our introducers get to know the people and to deal with us on a long-term basis. And as I say, some of our introducers have used us from day one and have stuck with us from day one. And I think it's not just a bond of business. The people genuinely like us and we genuinely like them. And that's what it's about. It's all about the service that we provide to our customers.
Fantastic. So let's delve a little bit into, I know you sort of briefly talked then about broker conveyancing, but let's just strip it back a little bit more if we can, and just look at exactly what is broker conveyancing.
Basically, yeah, broker conveyancing is a platform that allows the broker to build their own conveyancing quote for their customers. And we cover all aspects of sale, purchase, remortgage, limited company buy-to-lets, fixed fee buy-to-lets, equity release, cashbacks, anything that a mortgage broker will need to do, because obviously a solicitor is part of all of those. He or she can obtain that quote with a law firm that is one of the very best in the country. We deal with, say, all aspects of the conveyancing process. And that's the route. Basically, the customer and the introducer will get the control over the conveyancing transaction. It's not like you're chucking it into to someone you don't know. You take control of the instruction. We'll give you, you'll get your fee and the details. You'll see exactly what the price is. You're exactly what the client's going to pay. There will be basic things of no sale, no fee, fixed fee pricing, very clear and transparent, very competitive. We're never going to be the cheapest, because we provide the service is the most important thing. We have to be able to allow the law firm to deliver the right level of service, and to do that we remain competitive. But we're never going to be the cheapest, but we can guarantee, because we are dealing with the very best law firms and the very best people at those law firms, it should enable the broker and the estate agent to provide a seamless process through for the conveyancing, and to give them the control. And the kind of where we add value, we add value in the middle. We sit between an introducer and the law firm, and that's where our value is. We manage that panel of law firms very well. We work alongside the law firms on capacity, on pricing, on structure, to help them get the best introductions they can. And obviously with the mortgage brokers, we're advising them on the selection of the law firms, on how best to submit a case to the law firm. And our system will do that and allow the broker, I'd imagine it probably takes no more than 60 seconds to quote, another 30 seconds to instruct. So conveyancing shouldn't be a difficult thing to deal with. It should be a very simple and smooth process. And that's what our process is. Our process is built on simplicity and speed and fantastic service. And if we can put all that together, along with the team, at our head office and the team out on the road, with the support and the ongoing support, that's what we provide. We provide that. That's where we sit in the marketplace, and we can help the introducer. Yes, the introducers can earn a financial benefit and a referral fee on the cases they do. Of course they can, but equally, without doubt, it comes down to service. It comes down to delivering the best service to help the transaction go through as quickly and as efficiently as possible. And particularly in the period we've been in for the last, 18 months, 2 years, as a business, we didn't put anyone on furlough. We stayed, we guided our introducers and their clients through a very difficult process and supported the law firms the very best way to basically give that overall service and benefit to our supporters and our introducers.
And so when you look at, we'll talk a little bit in terms of process there. We'll come back to that in a second. I'm just going to, with regards to law firms you work with, do they because you sort of said it's all about the service, which I totally agree with you. It is about the service. Do they have to? How do they prove to you? And is this like an ongoing monitoring of the service they provide?
Yeah, we monitor them on their daily case numbers. We know what their capacity levels are. We manage that capacity. So, if a law firm, particularly in the current market, is approaching capacity, we will help them with that. We'll slow the feed down into that law firm. We may well, even as basic as switching the red on our system or giving them a couple of days breather, we will monitor that capacity, because obviously it's all about getting it to a level where they can successfully and efficiently deal with the cases. We all want to take business. Nobody wants to say no to cases. But if it becomes too much, so no, on a daily basis, we monitor the case numbers going in. We monitor the existing pipeline. We're coming up to the holiday period in August. We'll even monitor who's going on holiday, who's going to be away. We'll monitor their numbers actually working the cases, so we can work with them and give them the best support. And we will also protect the law firms. We understand people. A part of our job is to protect the law firms and give them the space to do the job that they need to do. And our system, we have an online tracking system. They can, the introducers can get updates from us at times rather than phoning the law firm and slowing them down. So our support from the law firm is, we look at how many they can take, how many cases they can take on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, and we manage that. We manage that flow on a daily basis. Our operations team constantly look at the numbers. We may adjust fees accordingly. We may, price them out so they don't get as many cases. But equally, that daily management and working with the teams at the relevant law firms means that we can basically ensure that they're doing the very best in the most efficient way possible.
Okay, so when we look at the process a little bit from the mortgage broker point of view, so I'm a new broker. I've got no allegiance or affiliation with any of my local solicitors or firms that are in my particular area. How do I sort of look at working with you guys? What's the process regarding the registration, and then how does that look from a day-to-day work of? Yeah, I'll ask you loads of questions at once, Mark, because I always do. So loads of things going on in my head about to be clear. But yeah, so first, let's just look at the registration process first of all, and how do I set up with regards to broker conveyancing, and then how do I sort of pick which law firm I should be working with on that particular case?
Yeah. I mean, essentially from the registration process, really easy. Our website, www.brokerconveyancing.co.uk, really easy. Drop us a note on there, and the registration process literally takes us probably, again, 2 minutes to do. We'll set you up, username and password. We'll give you a call, just discuss your requirements, where you are within the mortgage broker system, ask some background on you, so we have a better understanding about the introducer and their business. Are they in mortgage brokerage? Are they heavily into transactional business? So we want an understanding of your business so we can better serve your needs. So essentially, do the registration process. That's very easy. We'll set you up on the system, username and password, and you can interact with the system as many times as you want. You can run as many quotes, run as many test quotes, and then when you get down to it, we'll actually, once you're set up, we will also allocate you an account manager within the head office team, and an area director who's out on the road. So equally, you'll have somebody head office based that will work with you, and you'll also have somebody out on the road that can, if you want to, come and visit you, come to your office or your place of work and talk you through the system and guide you through the process. And once you've have that account manager and area director allocated to you, at that point, we will share our expertise, and depending on the type of case, the type of client, we can then advise you accordingly of which solicitor, which law firm is going to be best suited for that particular case. It's not all about selecting the cheapest. It's not all about the location. It's normally about what actually suits that individual deal best for that client. It may well be a simple cashback remortgage, which obviously is a very easy thing to quote on the system. But for a more complex transactional case, our experience and our knowledge will essentially be where you go. So registration process, really easy. Drop us a note on the website. We'll then pick it up, make contact with you, give you a username and password, and then talk you through the process from there. And then for doing all of that, the account managers and the area directors will keep in contact with you on a regular basis, not just to take the cases, but to discuss your existing cases, make sure they're proceeding okay, in case you need any help with stuff. And that's what we do. So that ongoing rapport and building a relationship with us as a company, a lot of our long-term introducers value that and will phone us daily to say, well, I've got this case. Where do you think it could go? Who's the best law firm for this type of client or this type of deal?
Which is good, because from a broker point of view, you wanting to, obviously you've worked hard to get the lead, you've worked hard to place the case. The last thing you need is working with a conveyancer that's not in a similar place to you from a service and expertise in terms of what they're doing. Because like you say, people come to mortgage brokers for a reason, because they tend to be slightly more complex cases from a lender criteria point of view, and also as well from a conveyancing point of view as well. So I think it is important that the broker sort of, I think there's that mutual trust there, Mark. I think I know that quite a few brokers that work with you guys, and the culture comes through in terms of the people they deal with. I know I've sort of had dealings with you in the past from my own point of view, and I think it comes across clear that you're just not dealing with a local solicitor, for want of a better word. It is more of the culture of the firm, the conveyancers that you work with and the law firms you work with buy into that culture as well, don't they? I seem to get that feedback.
100%, 100%. I say we can, there's plenty of people out there who will just be the cheapest price, forget about it, and off it goes. But we want you the experience, as you say. Conveyancing is a key part on the list of a mortgage broker's objectives. It's not the first objective. It's a vital part, and nothing can happen without it. So it has to be 100% correct. But we need to make sure that the confidence that introducer has in what we do means that they don't necessarily need to worry about that. We'll advise you, we'll help you get it on the system, get it sent through to the law firm. The law firm will then pick it up in the normal way, deal with it in the normal way. But our support is ongoing support. We're not just here to give you a username and password, run a quote and run an instruction. We forget about it. It's not. It's the ongoing, and we'll give you the brokerages, depending, even if it's a one individual broker or a larger group of brokers. We're there to help you grow your conveyancing business, to help you, to give you advice and ideas of how to sell more conveyancing, how to sell the proposition to the customer and sell the benefits to the customer at the end. So for us, it's about the entire journey of a conveyancing matter, not just a quick fee and a cheapest solicitor. That's not what we're about. We're not one of those. As I say, that's why we don't have hundreds of law firms on a panel. We deal with a select number of law firms, and they're the very best, and that hopefully transfers and transfers down the line to the introducer and ultimately the client, to give them the very best experience.
I think it's very interesting to hear that for you, it's not just about the quick quote and then moving on, and it's like just a comparison site between law firms and stuff like that. It's a lot more than that, and you get involved a lot more with regards to the whole relationship, making sure that the broker feel comfortable with you guys. And because, like you say, it's sometimes it can be easier just to build relationship with a local down the high street law firm kind of thing. But I think what's pleasing for me and the difference I find with you guys is that you're much more than that. It's more about the development. You do listen to feedback. You do take sort of, like I say, it is a business development kind of world that you're in, which is quite unique. That's fair to say. There's not many solicitors and law firms out there that are in that sort of business development mode right now.
No, not at all. And look, and there's nothing, there is nothing wrong. The local law firm has their place. Of course they do. And there is always going to be that. We're never going to get 100% of the cases, 100% of the business. So the local will always have their place. But for us, dealing with the lenders and dealing with the bigger picture, and obviously with technology and speed and service and making things a little bit quicker and more automated in places, the technical developments, in the future for the company, we're constantly involved, and we're trying to make the system, and we are making the system more streamlined and quicker and more efficient and giving a more efficient service for the end user, i.e. the mortgage broker's clients. And so that's all part of it. And it's not to say the local law firm can't do that, but the position and the size of the law firms that we deal with, they want to work that way. They want to make the process smoother and quicker and easier and more more in line with the lenders. And that's what we have to do. So yeah, we can't just, it is all about the ongoing support, the ongoing working relationship between us and our introducers. And we do genuinely, we speak to all of our introducers as much as possible, whether by phone, by email, by face-to-face visit. It's about encouraging them and, building that confidence and relationship with us to do the very best for them.
It's exciting to hear that you're looking at the technology in that way that is moving forward, because like the lenders are looking at their technology from a mortgage point of view. I'm really excited about what the world looks like moving forward with regards to open banking and trying to reduce the friction from a mortgage broker point of view and trying to make their lives, it's not about making their lives easier, but it's just about streamlining certain processes that will sort of make them more effective and being able to work smarter. So I can see the brokers doing that. I can see the lenders doing that, and the mortgage firms. And it's great to hear that from a conveyancing point of view, not only you, but the law firms you work with are looking to change with the times as well, Mark, to be fair, which is needed within the whole process.
Yeah, we're investing heavily in technology. Later this year, we'll have some stuff coming out which will further speed up that process. Maybe, reduce one of the inch worth of paperwork that most people have to complete on a purchase transaction, to try and remove some of that admin from the process and make it easier for all parties concerned. And so, yeah, that's a huge thing. So we are investing heavily on the technical side of things. Later this year, there will be some announcements on that and some things to go out which will further benefit, our introducers and ultimately the clients, because of, as I say, just removing a little bit of more of that admin and making it a quicker and smoother process for everybody.
No, definitely. So we just to move on a little bit and talk about like broker conveyancing and who is it aimed at? Because I know we've talked about mortgage brokers, we've talked about the estate agency, but is it sole traders? Is it large corporates? What kind of mortgage firms and estate agency firms or anybody else do you work with?
We tend to work with, on the mortgage broker, we don't tend to work with the corporates. The corporates tend to have their own setup, of course. We will deal with, essentially, obviously, we will deal with any mortgage broker that wants to interact with us, if providing they can, if their network allows. But essentially, yeah, we have everything from a sole trader one-man band to mortgage brokerages that hold 40, 50 advisors. It's a complete range of size and of business. With our estate agency platforms, we deal with, again, obviously independent estate agents. The corporate agents tend to have their own conveyancing solutions, but again, that could be a one branch operation to a 15, 20 branch operation. It depends. Each case is a case for us. We do, and we treat the one man band with the same respect that we do, the guy that's got 50 brokers underneath him. Every case is important to us, because at the back end, it's still a client and a customer. It doesn't matter whether that's come from, your sole trader, independent mortgage broker working from home, or the high street mortgage brokerage with 50 brokers. There is still somewhere a client asking for us to help them with their conveyancing. So for us, we treat everyone with the same respect and importance as we do. And so for us, yes, we don't deal with the corporates, but we do certainly deal with anybody else who's free to use us. And should their network allow us to use, we will happily work with them.
Okay, so I think that's the thing, is like from a smaller one-man band. I know we talked a little bit about this before we actually started recording, about looking at, for somebody that's new into the industry or new as a sole trader, or having the options in front of them to work with a local solicitor or look at broker conveyancing. I think like you say, what we've talked about before is they seem to be the people that are in need of help and point in the right direction, to think, let's just talk to Mark, talk to the guys that work within the great culture of the firm that you have, and just look at how things can be easier, and you can take the frustrations out for those sole traders, one, like 2, 3, 4, 5 firms. We work with it, like for sort of CS Mortgage Solutions, a firm, we work with you. We've got sort of 16, 17 advisors that we promote to work with you guys, and not, they might have the local relationships and the sort of the local solicitors, but I hear the service levels with those, and the one man, like the from that point of view of that, I hear the frustrations from the broker point of view. It's not very often I get sort of frustrations from the mortgage brokers in the firm that are placing cases with broker conveyancing, which is great because that's coming across clear to me that it's all about the service that you provide and the law firms provide.
Definitely. And look, again, not looking to knock or criticize the local firm, but if you're going direct to the local firm, the relationship is with you and the local firm. With us, you have us as sitting between the law firms. If you need help or assistance or anything with a case, we're there to add the value and to help you. That's the key. You have another option for helping you through that. And, that's the benefit. That's where we add the value. Yes, the working so closely with the law firms, managing their capacity. That if a case is coming into us, if the solicitor can, if they're on the system and they're open for business, we know that they can take those cases. It may be not so clear with the more traditional local law firms. So for us, that's the difference. The value we add against the using the local is our support essentially, and an ongoing support for you, for your clients, and helping you get those cases through.
I think one thing that we've sort of not that we miss out sometimes, like you say, it is about the service you provide to the brokers. And I was going to ask you about like who benefits from and why do I benefit from working with you guys, which you've talked a lot about anyway. To be fair, Mark, you've covered that a lot. Yeah. But I think looking from a client point of view of the stress of buying, selling, moving, and all the rest of it, if you can work with a law firm that shares that service level, then it just will make it easier. It's never going to take away the whole stress because that will never, no. I don't think that'll ever happen, but at least it will make it easier from a client's point of view.
Absolutely. And for us, that's the most important thing. We know that whether a case comes from an estate agent, an IFA, an introducer, a mortgage broker, at the end of there is a client making, ultimately the biggest purchase they're ever going to make. There's a family, there's all of those things. And we do recognize that. And so, yes, the ultimate end user, the client, at home wanting to buy, sell, do their remortgage, that's the benefit. Everything is geared to making it smoother and quicker for them. And if we can do that and take a little bit of the stress out of as you say, you're never going to remove all the stress of remortgaging or moving house. But if we can make it a little bit smoother, a little bit easier, and certainly a bit quicker, then, that's a win-win for everybody concerned. And, they get it, and also the customer benefits from, competitive pricing, no sale, no fee, a second set of searches free in charge if anything happens. Those other little benefits maybe you don't get at other potentially local or other law firms or other providers. But for us, there are those other benefits within it as well. And I think when you wrap that all up, it's a good experience for the end customer.
Definitely, like you say, it's a win-win for everybody, really, isn't it? That's what you said. So, definitely, is there any other benefits we've missed off, or anybody else who sort of benefits from working with you guys?
I think to be fair, the law firms benefit. The law firms know that we provide them with a decent number of introducers and good introducers. We obviously we look after our panel of law firms. We also look after our panel of introducers. We're guiding the introducers. We're helping provide them with decent brokerages. Obviously, people like yourself, we've known you for many years. We trust your business. We trust in you as individuals to work well with the law firms. I think everyone will benefit. I think that, from the law firms, us, you as the introducers and the end customer, we provide each other with a very good service and albeit if we can do that on a competitive pricing model as well, then, it should be a win for everybody.
Definitely. So I'm sat here right now, Mark, thinking I don't work with any particular conveyancing firm, or I'm not happy with the service level I'm getting at the moment with a conveyancing firm I'm working. How do we start the process from a broker point of view? Is it hitting your website, contacting a sales manager? How does that work?
Yeah, I would say hitting the website, obviously www.brokerconveyancing.co.uk, our LinkedIn page, again, Broker Conveyancing, drop us a note on there. Either one of those, and we will obviously leave the information there. We'll pick it up. We'll make contact straight away, and we'll, as I said at the start, we will. It's not just about us giving you a username and password. We're going to talk through your business, what sort of business you're doing, what you need from conveyancers, and putting you on a pathway to, to linking up with those good law firms and, the very best people at those law firms. So no, the process is very easy, obviously either on LinkedIn or on the website, and we'll set you up and make contact and start the journey with broker conveyancing.
Brilliant. I think I'm always about options. I think whether you're a client or a mortgage broker or in life, I think it's just about the options you have. And I think broker conveyancing does give mortgage brokers another great option to provide a great service from a conveyancing point of view. So if you haven't checked out broker conveyancing, hit the website yet, registered, or even like reached out and just sort of see what you guys are doing, I think you do need to have a look at that, just to offer another option and open your eyes a little bit to other things that are out there. And like you say, I'm excited about the technology. I'm excited about, from what you've said today, hearing about what's happening within the conveyancing world, and particularly from your point of view with regards to the technology that's about to that is changing, and that will hopefully streamline the process. So, anything else we've missed off, Mark? Anything else you want to throw in there before we wrap up?
I suppose I should say it's coming home. I think that's what everyone's saying at the moment. Any conversation I have, everyone says it has to come home. I feel I should have an England shirt behind me, but I don't. But no, it's fantastic. I say the best thing I can say is to give us a try, make contact, give us a try. It's very easy even for me to sit here and say we are the best in what we do. I genuinely believe we are. But 100%, just give us a try, make contact, and one of the team will be in touch, and we'll start you on the journey, basically.
Fantastic. Mark, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for sharing your past, your background, and what's going on with broker conveyancing and what the future looks like as well, which was like a surprise for me. That's an added bonus to me to hear about the way that things are going. So, really appreciate it. We'll probably get you back on the podcast later in the year to then talk a little bit more about the changes and what's happening. So thank you so much, Mark. Really appreciate it.
Cheers, Craig. Thanks now. Thank you now.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Are you an experienced mortgage advisor who is looking to go alone and set up your own firm? Is owning your own brand and business important to you? Do you keep putting off the decision because you just don't know where to start? Let me explain the My Brand, My Way program. This is aimed at experienced advisors who are looking to go alone and set up your own brand and business. So what does the My Brand, My Way program offer? First of all, you still receive the rates you would as if you went direct to a network. These also improve as you grow. You pay a monthly fee, which includes the compliance, indemnity, CRM, and all your licenses. You would still own your own brand, your own clients, and your own business. You are still creating your own legacy. The difference is you get my help, support, and coaching in not only setting up your business and brand, I will help you grow. If that is something of interest to you, please get in touch so we can arrange an informal discussion.